Shalom, we the brothers from the Esed Burial Camp on our way to the battlefield to teach the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Coming to you, Akim, with another in-transit lesson. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. And double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone who taught us this truth. And salutations to all you Akim through the four corners of the earth that's preaching this word and sincerity in the truth. And, you know, we just going to roll in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, because I was meditating throughout the week that there's literally a reward for our works that we're doing. Like, we ain't doing this for nothing. This ain't something we're doing in vain. This is not nothing we doing just for fun. Us brothers linking up together just to come together and hang out. We're actually doing a job, you know, the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. And by doing this job, there's a great payday. The Lord has a great check for the men that endure to the end, you know.
Good precept.
Okay, you got it.
Let's St. Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
So coming into this truth, the scriptures speak about being born again, meaning you put off the old man and take on the new man. You forsake the ways of the world, you know. And by forsaking the ways of the world, you know, you put off everything, you know. Some of us were on our way to becoming top musicians. Some of us were on our way to becoming top sports players, you know, whatever genre, because Jake is the salt of the earth, so we pretty much dominated anything. A lot of us put that aside, you know, because we knew that once we were given the knowledge of this truth, that the reward is going to be much greater. So, continue.
Verse 28, And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, which
that scripture goes back to what? Reincarnation, because the same spirits that were back during the time of Yahweh Shai 2,000 years ago are here today. It's like the scriptures say, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So we are here today doing what we were doing 2,000 years ago, following the Lamb, the Lord Yahweh Shai. Continue.
Yep. In this lifetime, you know, comes the payoff. It says, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
So when Yahweh Shai makes his second coming debut on the earth, when he comes to get his glory, what are we going to get?
Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
We're going to sit upon 12 thrones and judge the 12 tribes of Israel, meaning we're going to be the top government of the next world to come. And that's not nothing to take lightly. That's a great, powerful position to be placed in, you know, which we know is predestination. But that's why the scriptures say, give diligence to make your call and election sure. And that's one of the reasons why you should give diligence, because you know that there's a great payday. You know? Everlasting life, brand new bodies that can't sin, that can't go off, that doesn't get weak. Everything your heart's desire in righteousness, we're going to receive. You know? You got it.
Yep. And the first fruits, man, they're going to be the elites in the kingdom of heaven. All of Israel is going to have a glow. All of our people are going to be special. But even within the Lord's elect nation, you know, you have the elect. There's going to be an order set up.
You have an elect within the elect.
Well, the elect, you know, Ezra seen it. The elect are going to be crowned personally by Yahweh Shai himself. You know, so that just goes to add on to what the brothers are saying. The elect going to have a different glory to them, you know, in the kingdom.
That's right. Verse 29, Matthew 19 and 29. And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
So whatever we lose on this side, we're going to receive 100-fold, you know? The perfect example was the book of Job, when the Most High and Satan had a bet in the heavens, and they put Job through pure hell. He lost everything. His family put to death. You know, he lost his cattle. He lost everything. It got to the point where the Lord even allowed Satan to touch his very flesh. But what happened? He kept his integrity and endured the chastening. What happened? He was greatly rewarded. He received everything double. He got his children back because they came back during the third generation, which is what? Reincarnation. He got his land back. He got everything that the Lord took away from him back. So we are being chastised. The Lord is purifying us from the ways of this world. So everything that we lose on this side, we're going to get it back. You know, certain brothers may not be able to get women. You're going to have millions of women in the next world to come, you know. Some brothers may be dealing with housing issues. You struggling to pay your rent. Well, you're going to own planets in the next world to come, you know. everything that we got to go through on this side, like the scriptures say, for our light affliction is but for a moment. It's going to be done away with, you know? And that's where your mindset should be at, to know that there's a reward for being in this truth, you know?
I had a precept.
Yeah, you got it out.
This is Philippians 3:8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushua.
Yeah, so you lose all things and may count it as done, that you may win Yahushua, because we know within Yahushua is everlasting life, eternity, you know? So whatever we lose, we're going to get it back.
Slack.
Oh yeah, slack. I was going to even say, even to the point certain brothers are dealing with elements, health problems. Guess what? You're going to get a new body, you know?
That's right.
You got it out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the scriptures also say, well, Yahushua said himself that he that loseth his life for
My namesake.
yeah, for his name's sake, you know, he that loseth his life shall find it. He that findeth his life shall lose it. So that's a part of us, you know, forsaking this world, okay, and anything that hinders, you know, us serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we forsake it, you know, whether it's family or anything that comes in between of us serving and worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We put that to the side, you know, and the Lord sees that, and guess what? The Lord is going to reward us for that, you know. We're going to get it all back.
Hundredfold.
Yeah, hundredfold. I got this real fast. You got more on that?
That's it.
This James chapter 5 verse 10. Take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job.
Okay. Hey, can you read that again from the top, dog?
Yeah, it's James 5 and 10. Take my brethren the prophets.
Yeah, the prophets. All right, and we're back in our lot, you know. But the prophets have always been persecuted, you know. But here in this time now, it's time for the payoff.
Yeah.
You know, all the suffering that we went through, because we believe we are, you know, the prophets. All the suffering that we went through as the hopeful elect. Or here's the time now that we're going to be increased at that last end, as it says in Sirach, the 2nd chapter.
Yeah. It says, take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Like I said, you have heard the patience of Job, you know, like we used that example earlier. That's that we read that as an example, and to see that, look, the Lord is not a man, it's like a power to forsake his men that endure to the end. You know, scriptures say, whoever ever trusted in the Lord and make a founding. So we endure the chastisement because it's a purification process. Like I said, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So we go through these things, we lose things on this side to purify us, because we know we're going to get it back in righteousness. Because whatever you get on this side is in wickedness. You know, you get a woman, but she get mad because you want to deal with another woman. And let's say you do get 2 or 3 women, that's causing more hell on you. You know, on this side. You know, but in the next world to come, we're going to be able to have thousands upon thousands of women, and they all be ours, belong to us, and we be able to take care of each one of them, you know? Be able to enjoy your children. You can't even enjoy your children on this side. You got to worry about them being indoctrinated in Esau's system, teaching them the ways of wickedness, homosexual and all this bullshit they teach you in the schools. When the kingdom of heaven, you ain't got to worry about that, to the point where Isaiah the 11th chapter speaks about our children, our infants are going to be playing in the fields with wild animals. You can't let your little toddler go out and you go about your day and you just let your kid play out in the field without worrying about, I hope somebody don't snatch my children up. All the shit we got to worry about on this side going to be done away with. You know?
Yeah, worrying about them, like, you know, Esau taking them up, trying to vaccinate them, trying to indoctrinate them. You know, it's like you said, it's nothing but worries in this society. It's not, everything is a burden. You know, it's hell.
And that's what we got to look forward to, that all these things are going to be done away with. You know, there's a great reward coming for the men that keep focused in this truth. You got it.
I had another precept. This is 2 Peter's, chapter 3, want to start at I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, looking forward, hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
So that's what we look forward to, the day of the Lord, the day when the Most High sends these missiles, his army, and destroys this place, destroys America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, destroys the wickedness. And what comes with destroying wickedness? Righteousness being exalted.
Yep.
Got it?
Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
And that's what we look for. A new heaven and a new earth where dwelleth righteousness, where we can actually live how the Most High wanted us to be. Because this place is known as Idam, meaning paradise. This earth was created to be a paradise, but because you got a cancer in the earth, it's turned into a nightmare. Esau, the so-called white man, is polluting everything. The water is polluted. The air is polluted. Things that are necessary for you to function on the earth are being destroyed. So when the Yahushua returns, he's going to take the man of sin out of power, which is Esau, so-called white man, and establish a righteous kingdom. And that's what we look forward to. You know? That's our hope. That's what we in this truth for, to receive salvation and to see righteousness established on the earth.
That's right.
You got it? Now I add something real quick. It's because when Yahushua returns, we're going to receive everything that he receives. Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
So we got the servant is not greater than the master. Yahushua, he already suffered and went through his what he had to go through, and that's why we're going through what we go through now. You know, we have to endure our tribulations and sufferings that we have to, whatever we have to face in this in our walk, in our path. You know, and then after we have gone through everything that we have to go through and endure it all until the very end, what's going to happen? We're going to receive power just like Yahushua is.
Yep.
You know, he's coming back to put the world back in order, man. And then just like he's going to be judging the world, we're going to be judges as well.
It says, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Yeah, so everything that you can receive here, like the brother was mentioning, is not it can't be compared to what we're going to receive in the kingdom. Because everything here is all, first and foremost, it's all made by Esau, man. So it's low level, it's very base, and it's corrupt. You know, you think you getting a bad chick now, how much more in the kingdom? You think you got riches now, how much more in the kingdom? You know, you think you driving a nice car or whatever, nice clothes, how much more of all that in the kingdom? You know, everything is going to be on the highest level.
Yep. It says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High." Yep, so the creation itself is waiting for the elect to come back into power. Like it tell you that in Isaiah the 14th chapter, they say even the trees are going to rejoice. He said, because no failure has come up against thee. Because it's going to be pretty much when the Most High created this earth, he created a perfect way to live on the earth, which is what? The laws, the statutes, and the commandments. The 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, a way for you to live your life on the earth. And the Lord created this earth, and there's different things you're supposed to do, and there's different things you can't do. But because the man of sin is in power, he teaches you to do whatever you feels good, you know, which certain things lead to your death. There are certain foods that are lawful to eat. There are certain foods that are not lawful to eat, and there's a reason for that, you know. Give an example, a pig or a swine. The Lord told us not to eat the swine because it's an unclean animal. It was created by the Most High to be the garbage disposal of the land on the earth. It cleans the earth. It eats anything. And it doesn't have any sweat glands. So by you eating that, you're putting toxins in your body, which causes you to be sick. But what does Esau do? He pushes that as a delicacy on our people. So I'm using that as an example. There's 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. There's different ways for you to live your life on the earth. But when Yahushua returns, these ways are going to be established as the order of the earth, you know. When Yahushua returns, the law will be in full effect, you know. Everything will be in order. The scriptures say what a homosexual is supposed to be what? Put to death. Lesbians are supposed to be what? Put to death. They don't bring life, they bring death. The Lord created a man and a woman to be together, you know? It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. So the creature was talking about us. The members of the elect Lord's will was made subject to vanity, meaning we were programmed to go off, programmed to sin. Because it was all part of the Most High's movie, we had to learn wickedness. We had to learn what it is to transgress the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. And we had to learn the judgments that come from that. Which, knowing the judgments that come from that brought forth what? The fear of the Lord, you know? It's all a learning experience. So it says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, so it wasn't by our own will. Because from the time when man was created, going back to Genesis, you had three classifications of man. You had the sons of God, which represents the Israelites. You had the sons of man, which represents the other nations. And you had the sons of the wicked, which represents the Edomites, the so-called white people. So we were created from the beginning to be perfect. But the serpent, which is the so-called white man, before he lost his pigment, brought wickedness to the sons of the Most High, which brought forth death. That's why when Adam brought the philosophies to Eve, and she brought it, when the serpent brought the philosophies to Eve, and then Eve brought that to Adam, the Lord said, man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Because to be the Heavenly Father, you have to know both sides. So when he established the kingdom, we're going to be perfectly righteous. So we've already experienced the wickedness. You know, we've already experienced what it is to go off. So we were made subject to vanity, not willingly. The Most High made us go off. It says, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. He have subjected us in the same in hope. The hope of what? Yahweh shall returning with healing in his wings to give us that what? That new body, that heart of flesh, to where we're perfect. You know. So this is one big movie the Lord set up.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's one big life lesson, you know, for Jake. And it took us many lifetimes. The brother was going into reincarnations to finally get it right, you know, so to speak. This is how the Lord set it up. I got a quick precept for Jake.
Yeah, you got it.
This is Psalm 2:7. It says, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Which is talking about Yahweh Shai. When he returns, the Lord is going to give him, his father is going to give him the heathen for his inheritance. And like we read in Romans, we being joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, we're going to receive the heathen for our inheritance, you know?
That's right.
You got it out?
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
In the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So we're going to possess the earth. Just like Esau, the so-called white man, has rulership over the earth, going back to Job 9:24. It said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. We're going to have rulership over this planet earth. And not only this earth, the universe. Because the scriptures also say, in my Father's house are many mansions, I go to prepare a place for you. So you got other planets that the Most High has for us to experience. We just scratching the surface. We don't even know what's on this planet.
Yeah.
How much more than them super earths? You know? You got it out.
It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
So we're going to break you heathen nation up. Because you once had time to possession of us. You once put us in captivity. So-called white men had us in slavery. The Hamites had us in slavery. You know, different the Babylonian Empire, the Egyptian Empire.
Yep.
All these nations on the earth at one point took part in our chastisement because the Lord used them to jack us up.
And it even tells you in Psalm 83 they're all Confederate to this day, because they all benefit off of us being in a low and a confused state as a nation. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. You know, these other countries, they have their own little autonomy or whatever Esau allows them to have. You know, their own little countries, their own positions of power. You know, other than when Esau, you know, be the devil that he is and throw a coup or whatever, and invade their land, try to take their resources, take their power pretty much. Then they wanna relate with Jake, But y'all hand in hand with this devil. So none of you heathen nations are innocent.
Yep.
It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
So it's our God-given right to break you nations up. We're gonna break you up. Just like you once broke us up. The scriptures say, surely it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Recompense meaning payback. To pay someone back for their actions. Right. Like we got into reincarnation. Everything is reincarnated. The same spirits that had a part in our downfall, our slavery, they're back on the earth. And they're going to receive their judgment for what they did to us in the past life. Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, going to get his revenge on you Roman soldiers that pierced him, to tell you that Revelation 1-7. And we're going to get our revenge. Because we may not remember it. The scriptures say there's no remembrance of former things, but we were once packed in slave ships, being put to death in various different lives, catching nothing but hell. The Lord has it to where we don't remember those traumatizing events, but when that time comes in the kingdom, we're going to remember. We're going to get every last one of you,
That's right. Those new bodies, man, we're going to be able to remember every lifetime.
Yep.
It tells you in Ezekiel, I believe that's the 25th chapter, the Most High, he's going to put his anger on us to deal with Esau, Edom.
Yep.
The anger of the Most High. The Most High knows everything. So we're going to break you nations, man, down, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
We're going to break you down just like you broke Jake down. They showed you that in an example of that movie, Roots.
Yep.
When Kunta Kinte, they kept beating him. They was using Jake to do it. Had him whipping Jake's back, talking about, your name is Toby, boy. He said, no, my name is Kunta Kinte. He wouldn't give in, but he caught so much hell, eventually said, fuck it, I'm just going to give in. My name is Toby. And that's how Esau would do. He would break Jake's spirit. They call it buck breaking. They would take the strongest Jake and bring him in the midst of all the other Jakes, and they would pretty much humiliate him, beat him down, break him down. And what the mother would do, if she seen any masculinity in her children, she would whoop that out of them, because she saw what would happen if that was shown amongst the masters. If you show any type of masculinity and fight, the master would kill you brutally. So she would teach her children to be submissive, so they wouldn't receive that judgment. And Esau knew what he was doing, because he's cunning in his witchcraft and shit,
He knew in the long run it'll be like this.
Yep.
He wouldn't even have to force it on us no more, Our people are just willingly, effeminate through.
Like the Willie Lynch letter.
Yep.
It basically outlined what to do, and then it said the next couple of generations down, it really only took like one or two, and then it was Jake was already through.
Yep.
And now it's just getting worse and worse as it goes on.
Yahweh has to return, man, to break that curse,
Yep.
Really, they got to be put to death. And then it come back righteous.
Yeah, the 2/3 on this side, they're going to die, and they're going to come back. And that's the beautiful part about the scriptures. The scriptures say all Israel shall be saved. So the elect being joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, we're going to receive Lord's will. We're going to receive that new body, the heart of flesh, which is our inheritance. And by our children being born, they're going to receive the inheritance of their parents, which is them coming back in them new bodies. Because the elect are going to carry the new seed on the earth. The new seed line is going to come through the elect. And the elect are the first spirits created. There's 12,000 men out of each tribe of the nation of Israel. And through those 12,000 men out of each tribe, they're going to bring back the whole nation. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, on down to Issachar. There's an elect that are going to bring back the nation. Because the nation is as the sand of the sea. But 2/3, according to prophecy, they're going to die. Got it.
You got more, Yahya?
Yeah. Verse 10, be wise now, therefore, O you kings.
So the Most High is giving instruction. Be wise. I just gave you your inheritance, which is ruling this earth and the universe. He said, be wise, O ye kings. Continue.
Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. What's our instructions? The laws, the statutes, and the commandments, which is going to be programmed in us, Continue.
Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. That's what it's all about, the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So at that point, we're going to be perfect, The fear of the Lord is going to be instilled in us 100%, got it.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry,
Yeah, kiss the Son, lest he be angry. It's talking about Yahweh Shai, you know. Continue.
and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him.
Yeah, blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And at this point, it's the elect that are putting their trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, and they're going to be greatly rewarded. You know?
That's right. I got Hebrews chapter 6 and 10. I can see they're going to be greatly rewarded, the elect. Hebrews 6 and 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
Yeah, the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your labor of love, which you have showed towards his servant and towards his name. What's the labor of love? Doing his work. Ministering, teaching. Going out to the highways and the byways, putting your lessons out, even though to the world it may seem to be very minute and pretty much nothing. Oh, y'all just going out speaking. Oh, y'all just putting videos out. You think the Lord gonna give y'all a reward for that? Yes.
What's saying Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter? We fools that come this life madness.
Yeah.
They think we bugged out. They think we crazy.
And we wasting our time.
Yeah.
But you got to realize the Lord said it pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
That's right.
So we may look like foolish people to you, but in the eyes of the Most High, we're doing a great work.
Yeah, we're doing the most honorable thing one could do under the sun.
Yeah.
You know? You actually have to be, called and picked to even do this job,
You have to, really, like the Apostle Gabar goes into, you have to even have the vision to see the outcome of the whole job, to see the whole blueprint, the ending, to see the destruction, to see the reward, to see the whole bigger picture. The Lord really has to be put a spirit on you. Open up your spiritual eyes and ears.
That's right. Verse 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
Like the scriptures say, give diligence to make your calling and your election sure. So we know that there's a reward, so you got to go give it your all, And whatever talent you've been given, utilize that talent. Don't sleep on your talents. The Most High said when his son returned, he's looking for people that have taken them talents and then doubled them, However many you've been given, don't hide it in a napkin.
It says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises.
Followers of them that do with faith and patience inherit the promise, So we have examples that came before us that we should follow after, like our elder apostles, our elders in this camp, throughout the four corners of the earth, giving us an example on the way of righteousness, which there's going to be a great reward. And this ain't something you better believe the reward is beyond our comprehension. Like we know it's coming, like the scriptures say, eyes have not seen, no ears have heard, but the Most High prepared for them that love him. So we know the reward is it's beautiful when we speak about it, but we're gonna actually experience it. It's one thing to talk about, I can't wait to get that fancy car, I can't wait, and then you actually in it, you driving it, it's a whole different feeling. I'm using that as an example. It's gonna be a whole different feeling when we actually in the kingdom there with Yahweh Shai, in them new bodies, all our sorrows and our pains taken away. That's what your mind should be on, to know that there's a reward. Keep going,
This is St. Luke 12, and I'm gonna just go to verse 31. It says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yeah, seek the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashim Shai. Do this work. Strive to be righteous, Do what's commanded of you to do. And the Lord said, what? All these things shall be added unto you. Everything we're reading in the book is going to be added unto you. The new bodies, being joint heir with Yahweh Shai, having your own personal chariot to zip around the universe, personal slave servants, being able to bash your enemies in pieces, being able to enjoy your children, enjoy your family without seeing them go through curses and suffering. Being able to enjoy life, being able to live, being able to breathe clean air, drink clean water, eat raw, natural fruits and vegetables and foods, be able to enjoy life itself, That's going to be added unto you.
And that's what we gave up this life for. You know, if you want to call this life, that's what we gave up this shit for, you know?
Yeah, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like the Apostle Gabar said, 'cause we have yet to experience real life.
Yep.
This ain't living.
Yeah.
You know, this is hell. It's captivity. All right, this is death. You know, and we hope that's our hope to be delivered from all this shit, so we can actually experience true life, man. Righteousness. You know.
That's why the scriptures say, "Labor that you may enter into that rest." 'Cause
Yep.
you don't have that here. This world is polluted, and it's just going to corrupt you. Really, if you're trying to live your life up in this world, it's just going to end up destroying you. That's why you can't really be at rest here, because it ain't meant for you to be in that spirit here. This is hell. So, that's why you got to have that foresight, because we see the better side that's on the way.
See, the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. You know.
Like Apostle Gabar gets into, you gotta have vision.
Yeah,
You gotta be able to see. The Lord has given us the vision. You know, we could clearly see this Esau, the devil, is going down, and we coming up. You know, that's why YouTube going through all these crazy changes, blocking videos, trying to stop this word. It's too late. You should have did that back in like 07 or 06.
Yeah.
You know, it's too late. The elect, like Apostle Tahar always says a statement which it makes sense. He believes the elect are already sealed. You know, Revelations the 7th chapter says that's when the angels are gonna start letting loose the destruction and destroying wind. That's why we see things happening throughout the earth, because the elect are being sealed. You know.
Right. Luke 12:32, it says, "Fear not, little flock,
Fear not, little flock."
for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom."
So it's Yahweh's will to give us the kingdom. It's just that he's bound by his word, his prophecies. His prophecies has to play out, and then once they play out, he's going to give his elect men and his son the kingdom. Because right now his son has his glory in the heavens. All spirits are made subject unto him. But he's going to come down and physically be with us in the earth. He's going to physically reign in this realm, the third dimension, in his new body, and get his glory in the earth that he created with the elect, you know? So everything comes back full circle. The elect was with Yahushua in the beginning, creating the earth through the orders of Yahweh. Yahweh gave the blueprint, and they're going to get it all back, what they had a part in creating. So it's all pretty much the will of the Most High, you know. You got it. That was it.
Yeah, well, I got one more unless somebody else got something.
I'll go after you.
Yep, this Acts 14:22. It says, "Confirming the souls of the disciples
Yeah, that's good.
and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High."
Yeah, we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So it's not an easy walk.
Right.
This is one of the hardest walks on the planet Earth. But the Lord is going to give us the spirit to endure this walk. You know, it's part of that chastisement, the hell. You know, it ain't going to be an easy walk. You hear, I'm in the kingdom. I'm in glory. You know, that was what was given to us in the beginning. And you see what happened. You know. So we got to fight for this.
Gotta earn it.
You know, you got to earn it. You got your children on the earth, and you work to be successful. You know what it is to put that work in. They just born into success, and they call them spoiled rich kids. They don't know nothing but just being rich. You know, but the person that worked for that, the father, can appreciate it because he knew what he had to go through to get that.
Yep.
Now, if you take them same kids and you put them in poverty, like, look, y'all gonna get this, but y'all gotta do what I did. You gotta work your way to this. They're gonna appreciate it more. You know?
That's right.
So when we get the kingdom, we're gonna appreciate it that much more because we knew the hell we had to go through to get it. You know?
Yeah, we're gonna come straight from the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight from this shit right here, man, to royalty, you know?
Like you had that wicked ass nigga Drake. He had that song started from the bottom. Now we here. You know?
Yep.
We literally at the bottom, but guess what? We gonna be here. We Yahushua.
That's right.
You got it. Y'all.
Yeah, this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
We gotta endure all the stuff that we going through, you know. You gotta keep going, you know. You can't stop, because if you stop, you already know what's gonna happen, you know.
And we so far in, it's like, why would you even look back? You know, you're closer to the end than when you first in the beginning. You know, so it just makes no sense. You know,
Lot's watch.
Yeah, that's right. Remember Lot? Yeah, they the consequence thereof. It says, "For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
So, like Paul said, I fought the good fight of faith. I finished my course. Henceforth, there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness. So, finishing your course, there's what? A crown of righteousness laid for the elect.
That's right.
Yahweh Shai coming back and physically crowning the elect. Putting the crowns on brothers' heads. That's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Brothers, all brothers' sorrows, everything we ever went through in life that we fuck with us, taken away, you know? That's what your mindset should be in, to know that this world we living in, this current bullshit ass society that vexes us, it's gonna be done away with. We gonna receive a righteous kingdom, you know?
That's right.
The Heavenly Father's law, statutes, and commandments gonna be established, and his elects underneath Yahweh Shai gonna be established, you know? Order is gonna be back on the earth once again.
I got one more precept. You was done already?
Yeah, that was it.
This Revelation 21, and I'm gonna go to verse 4. It says, "And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away."
Former things have passed away. No more sorrow, no more death. We're gonna have everlasting life. We're not gonna have to suffer going to our family funerals, seeing our loved ones get put to death. We're not gonna have to suffer being under these curses. The Lord gonna give us joy, you know?
That's right. Verse 5. "And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new." Or like the brother read 2 Peter the 3rd chapter. You know? Look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And the Lord's gonna make all things new through what? Through this fire.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna renew the earth. And how Ratazah, we be in the chariots, you know, and actually get to see that in those new bodies, you know what I mean, toasting it up. You know, Lord's will get ready to sit there with our Lord Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
It's a great reward, man. And even in these times now, as this place go down, man, you know, we're gonna be on the up and up. According to Isaiah the 65th chapter.
Yeah, that's right.
In Job 5. It says, "And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are faithful, are true and faithful."
The words of Yahweh Shai are true and faithful. So everything that the Lord wrote is gonna come to pass, you know? Like we say, you just gotta keep going.
That's right. Just watch.
Yeah, ain't no turning back now. Just go harder, you know?
That's right.
We at the finish line. Yep, so, you know, with that, we want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakwakadash. Shalom.
Shalom.